Hello, this video is a bit of a breakdown about meta advertising, how it sort of works, how it looks on the front end for a user, and also how it works on the back end, essentially so that you can make an informed decision on whether you're deciding to maybe work with an agency who's going to help you bring in more bookings and leads, or whether you're just going to try and firm it and learn how to do it yourself. So essentially, like I say, I've broken it down back end, front end, just to sort of give you a bit more of an understanding. So obviously, where it's going to start is it's going to start with the advertising. So how are you actually going to turn uh, spending money on social media platforms to a booking and a system that's actually going to bring you in consistent, bookings and leads? So, for example, this is how Facebook obviously looks. The ad can show on Facebook or Instagram. These are a couple examples. This is a roofer who's sort of local to me. And then this is just obviously a detailing ad. It is actually a video where I've screenshotted it. So essentially, someone's going to be scrolling on Facebook and they're going to see your ad. Now, your ad is essentially going to address a problem that someone might have or a desire that someone might have. You're going to address it just to essentially call people out. This is very obviously a roof ad. You can tell from the start. You can tell it's targeting Bristol homeowners, and then you're essentially going to be the solution. This is a very simple ad, obviously. It explains itself in the video ad here. It hooks people. They're saying about cars being dull, scratched, and then obviously the solution is get a personalized quote today. So in this, you'll talk about the problem that someone's facing, the desired outcome that they're looking to get, and then obviously the call to action and the solution. What are they going to do next? So you're scrolling, you've been hooked, you've been got by the ad, and then you're obviously going to click learn more here, get a quote. Now, what happens after you click on that? Now, what's going to usually happen is you kind of want to capture their details using a form. So the end sort of desired goal here for us is to get a lead. And what is a lead? A lead is someone who has shown an interest in your service and you've actually got their information. So there's two ways I've got here that you can capture a lead. You can either use the native feature inside Meta. So you can actually, inside Meta, when you're making ads, you can make a form. Someone can click on the ad. You're going to get their contact information. You can make a couple questions on there and you're going to get their details. The other way is you can actually send them to an external site, whether it be a landing page, a booking system, your website, just something external to Meta, like it's not on the app. They've actually got to leave the app and you can capture their details here. Now, what's the difference? I mean, with instant forms on Meta, they're really good. They're cheap. They're easy. They're simple. And you're going to get a lot more leads because it's on the same app. It's very quick. There's not a lot of friction to the process. And then obviously, if you're taking people from Meta, they're watching their videos, they click on it and it takes them out, it puts them onto their browser. Already they're thinking, I don't care enough. So, I mean, it is a lot more friction, but this can be a very good thing because, for example, on a website or a landing page, you can add a lot more elements to it. You can add a review section. You can have pictures of cars that you've like sort of transformed. You can add fancy edits and animations. You can put your branding on it. So you're essentially going to nurture the prospect and you're going to have a lot higher quality leads, a lot higher quality inquiries, and you're going to stick in their head a lot more. Both are very good. If you're just starting out, instant form's good. You get a lot more leads. It's very cheap. But if you do have the time, maybe you have a little bit more experience, then you can make a landing page or a booking system like that. Or, of course, if you're working with an agency that's going to do that for you, then this is probably the better solution. So ultimately, what we're looking for here is a lead. So we've got a lead here. Someone's seen your ad, they've clicked onto it, they filled out the form. We've now got a lead. We've got his name here. He's John Smith. He's given his phone number. We've got his email. We've even got his postcode that we've asked for. He's got an Audi A3 year 2016. And the services he's interested in is he wants to get his car validated and he wants a machine polish. Now, we've got a lead here. What's going to happen now? Obviously, you now want to get that person booked in. So either, if you have like a website or a booking page, essentially after you've got the contact details, you can then prompt them to book directly on your website. A lot of people aren't going to have a booking system, and a lot of people might, even if you've got a booking system, John's pretty lazy. Most people who are scrolling Facebook do get quite lazy. They're not going to book in. So you've got a lead. What are you going to do now? You then obviously want to contact them and get them booked in. Now, there's two ways that you can go after this. You've either got Meta Ads Manager, which is the native app. You can download it on your phone. that you can obviously view all the leads on. There's a few issues with this. So, for example, you're going to come on, you can see the campaign that you're running. You're going to be able to see how much it's spent, how many leads you've generated, what the cost per lead is. This is a campaign I'm currently running for one of my clients for valeting. You can even see, where the leads are, how many you've got, and you can click on. You can see their contact information and what they filled out on the form. Now, the problem with using just Meta Ads Manager, just the app on your phone, is you don't get any notifications. So you don't know when someone actually signs up. You've got to go and actively check the app. You've got to go and load it up. You've got to see if you've got any more leads. And also what happens is sometimes it can be really quite delayed. So someone can fill out the form, they can sign up, and it can take a little while to even show up. So you might check the app and it's not even showing you. And if you have ran ads before and you have been calling leads previously, you will know that speed to lead is like a major factor in this, issue. Like if you, for example, if you were to sign up to an ad yourself and you don't get called to the next day, you're probably gonna be like, oh yeah, I did sign up to that. How much is it? But if you're scrolling, you fill out a form and then you come off the form and you're just scrolling on to the next video and you already get a phone number. Hey, John, saw that you were interested in getting your car machine polished. You'd be like, oh, yeah, I am. Like you literally just filled it out. Your interest is peaking when they click on the ad. So, this obviously is free. You don't have to spend anything. It's a decent little app. It's just, I wouldn't recommend it. So the other way is using a software. So the software I've got here in the example is Go High Level, spelled like this. It does obviously cost money, but it is well worth it. Yeah, it's well worth it. So essentially, what's going to happen when someone fills out the contact information is it's going to create an actual lead. Now, I can actually show you what that looks like. So it looks a bit complicated. To be honest with you, I myself don't even use half the things here. You've got the opportunities, which is the pipeline, which is where you're going to track all of your leads. And then you've got all of the automation. So essentially what you want to happen when someone fills out that form is you want to create a contact with it. So you're going to link it to your Meta account, and then it's going to create a contact of this lead who has just signed up. As you can see here, this is the trigger. When someone fills out the form, it's going to create a contact and put them into that pipeline that I was showing you here. And then essentially, you can set up an internal notification so that as soon as someone signs up, you get an SMS message straight away. Brilliant. This person will sign up. You can call him straight away. You can even set up a message, a text message like I've got here. Hey, John, Evan here from Ev House Detailing. So you just filled out our form and we're looking to get more information on our ceramic coating packages. When would be a good time to call? Now, it looks like a human's just going to manually message them. So that, the response rate on that is probably going to be quite high. You might not be able to get to the phone, so just having that text that's going to go out is, going to be a massive game changer. So that's sort of like how you automate the process. Now, what is the pipeline that I mentioned? This is another massive benefit of using a software is you can actually track it. So, for example, in just a Meta Ads Manager, you've just got basically a list of names and numbers. It doesn't really it gets quite confusing. If you've only got a couple leads to be managing, you probably will be all right. But think if you've got hundreds of leads in there, like in the example up here, it gets way too confusing. So essentially what's going to happen when someone signs up is they're going to get added to this pipeline. Here we have a test sort of contact that I've made of myself. I can show you what it looks like in real time. This is something you can have on your phone or your laptop. Someone signed up, brilliant. You're then going to obviously contact them. You're going to give them a call. That'll probably be on your personal phone number. Let's say they don't reply, they don't answer. You're then going to move them over to contact attempted. I say they do pick up, you have a good conversation with them. They ask you what the price is. They say, yeah, brilliant. Let me get back to you. Give me a couple hours, obviously. And then, you've got different sections that you can track the status of the lead. And then when you've got loads and loads of leads in here, you can then come on and see who hasn't even answered, who you should probably call again, who hasn't even been attempted to contact. You can set these sections up however you like. This is just how I set it up for myself and my clients. It keeps it nice and organized. And you can even set up automation so that, for example, let's say you finally got them booked in, you've now put them in the book and confirm section. That's then going to trigger a text message to go out to them or an email, basically saying, thanks for making a booking with us. You can sort of do all of that in here as well. And then, like I mentioned with the internal notification, this is a great aspect of the whole system. So knowing when a lead signs up straight away, you want to be able to give them a call. So this is an example of the text messages that go out. You're going to get, what the company's called, new ceramic coated lead, the name of the lead, the name of the prospect, the phone number, the services they're interested to get done, and then like what car they've got, anything else specific. So this is basically just the questions that you do ask on the form over here. It can be whatever questions you like. You can have as many or as little as you like, but essentially it's going to trigger it off, and you're going to get that on your phone as a text message straight away, so that you can then call that prospect up and you can get them booked straight in for your business. Now, this is a simple breakdown of essentially a bit of the user experience, what's going to happen, how they're going to see your ad, and how you're actually going to capture the lead, and then what you're going to want to do when you've got the lead, how it's going to look like moving forward, getting them booked in. So yeah, I hope that was useful.